Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. Hi, thank you so much, Mahogany, for your donation, love. Just 1 second here. Please go ahead and post your question, love. Thank you. So we have just received our first donation from Miss Mahogany. We are just waiting for her to post her question. Thank you so much again, Mahogany, for your donation. I spoke to him a couple of times, but just recently found out his name. Who are we talking about? I feel like I might have missed a message there. Yeah, I was gonna say I think that I might have something might not have posted because I kind of didn't get there. And today I am using the beautiful Light Seers Tarot deck, another beautiful deck by the one, the only Chris Ann. I also have her Muse Tarot deck. They are very, very beautiful, very apropos. Light Seers. There is this other Silver Daddy, Trez, and I wonder, do you see a possible whoopee time with him in the near future? Okay. Ink Masters and Spirit Guide. Okay, in the near future, are we talking like in the next like month or so? Next few months? Because Spirit has different ideas of what near future is. And thank you so much for your donation, sweet Wendy. Thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and add you here. Yes, next month, not few months. Because by the next few months, there may be someone else that has my curiosity. Okay, for sure. That's the attitude. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a possibility of Trez and Mahogany being physical together within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What's the possibility of Trez and Mahogany being physical with one another within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another in the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another in the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Trez and Mahogany be physical with one another in the next month? All right, love, let us see here. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, Ten of Cups, the Lovers reversed, Knight of Wands, and Page of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is one of those yes or no questions that I can't give a solid yes and I can't give a solid no to. I guess in general, it's a possible possibility for the two of you to have physical interactions within the next month. But this is based on current energies as they stand right now. It's very 50-50, and I'm going to get to why. And it was interesting because it actually popped into my head when I was asking the question. I'm like, well, because this is going to be based on current energies as they stand. And you just met him. So what they're saying is you guys just met. Like, I think you just met in, like, you guys have just had one conversation. So the foundations haven't been laid. No pun intended. Foundations for getting laid have not been completely laid out, set out. I don't know any other way of putting it. But that's not to say that they won't in time. Because with this Ten of Cups, I'm definitely seeing definitely a harmonious connection between the two of you. Well, no, I have not laid it out. Yeah, exactly. It's too short of a time for anyone to do that. And I see that also with this Lovers reversed card. That it actually, and here's the other thing, with this Knight of Wands, he's definitely attracted to you. The attraction is definitely 50-50. But with this Lovers reversed, there's two things. The Page of Swords, the Lovers reversed, this is telling me that it may not happen there's a very high chance that you guys will be physical with one another, but it may not happen within the next month. It may happen in the next couple of months. And you may not have moved on to someone else. You may have. Or maybe there'll be two guys, or I don't know, but it may take a little longer than that, because the Lovers is usually very fast, swift, brief energy. And then this Page of Swords is telling me, Page of Swords reverse is telling me something that you probably don't want to hear. Most women don't want to hear this. I wonder how it works for gay people, but especially Leo women. You might have to, not chase him, but you might have to initiate, not the first moves, but definitely the first communications, which you may have already done. And that's not to say he's not a curious fellow. Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much for your donation. Love. Let me add you here to the list. So it's not to say he's not curious about you or that he's not a curious guy, because he is. But I don't know if it's just because he's an older guy, or if it's just his life, but I do get the sense that he has a very full life. I don't get the sense that he's married. Although Ten of Cups is a marriage card, I would definitely get that out in the open. Make sure he's not. Yeah, but I think that it is because he is actually older. Yeah. So definitely make sure he's not married. I don't get the sense that he is. Yeah, I think it's more that he is actually old. He's got just the older we get, the more responsibilities we have. It happens to all of us, and so it may take a little bit more, just of your curiosity, of your interests. Not chasing him. It's definitely not an energy of chasing him, but just staying communicative with him. Damn, Debbie came through with the 29. Yeah, she did. Yep, she's an OG for sure. How are you doing, Miss Debbie? How are you feeling? And thank you so much again, Mahogany, for your donation. I really appreciate you, and thank you for your patience at the beginning. I had to do my smudging before I go live, and I do it privately because I'm praying. So that's why I didn't go on immediately. But but thank you for your patience, love. And yes, on the Silver Daddy series. Yes, absolutely, girl. You can write a whole book, whole series on this. Damn, this is saga, and I love it. I'm here. I'm legit ass here for it. I love it. As a fellow Silver Daddy saluter, yeah, I like the energy. And find out his sign. That's very Page of Swords energy. Find out his sign. Like, I'm into astrology. I'm into horoscopes. What's your sign? It's cute. It's lightweight, but it's still flirty. Miss Wendy, sweet Wendy. Thank you very much for your donation, love. Did you have 2 questions today, or did you have Did you want a 10-card reading? Every day, a bit better. It will take up to 6 months to get back to normal. Yeah. Healing takes time. I'm sure you're doing a wonderful job of it. But he seems more of a solid Pisces. Oh, he is a Pisces. Oh, you found out already. Okay. A solid Pisces. I hear you. Sometimes they can be. Hi, Sophie. 2 questions. My project manager just announced that he's moving to our Vegas office, and they're moving my project there. Can I get a 5-card reading on this? Yeah, so are you asking if they're going to move you to Vegas? Is that what the question is? Okay, you're not going. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if we ever talked about Vegas. I am not a fan of Vegas. I've only been once, and I'm good. I've seen it. I've been there. I'm good. It just doesn't. Not into gambling. Not into titties. I don't know. Like, what else is there? It's like gambling and boobies, right? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the? Please provide Wendy with any and all messages regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all information she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all information she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all information she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas office. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her project being moved to their Vegas offices. Vegas is not my type of place, especially not aligned with my lifestyle. For real. Very well said. And I happened to go, I went right when they were telling us that masks, like, we didn't have to wear masks all the time, but it was still kind of divided in the country. Obviously, of course, politically, as things always are. And so, like, half of Vegas is like super liberal people, and half of Vegas is super not. And they are both very polarized. And I swear there were people like coughing around me that weren't wearing masks. I was freaking out. I needed to go back to my hotel room. I was just like, I don't like this place. Yeah, don't like it. We have the Ace of Swords, 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords reversed. Yeah, you're not going. Queen of Pentacles reversed. And 5 of Swords. So this is definitely a new, such a weird vibe there, for real, and you know, it's certain people's cups of tea, and I'm not you know, hating on people who like Vegas, because I there's people I like, and then I'm friends with who like Vegas. I'm just not into it. Not a Vegas girl, not a Vegas BB. So starting with this Ace of Swords, yes, this is definitely a new chapter in this project, not just in this project, but in your existence at your job, your history at your job. I went to Vegas 7 months pregnant with the twins. Hated every minute of it. I can't imagine being. Oh my god, I've never been pregnant, but that is not the place I would want to be if I was pregnant, because I just felt disease. I mean, of course it was COVID times, but I just felt disease and like negligence all around me. Yeah, Ace of Swords. When we're talking about work, it's. I mean, Ace of Swords. When we're talking about anything, it's a beginning, and it's definitely clarity, um, communication, your voice being heard, and conversely, you speaking your voice. Um, yeah, seriously, Debbie. I'm comfortable telling both Debbie and Miss Wendy my physical circumstance. It was not 420, but it was something else. Um, and was not. Has anyone seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? It was not like that. I was not on those substances, but it was very similar to that. Okay, mushrooms. I eat mushrooms. I just realized, I mean, they're legal here, and they're not legal in other parts of the country, but they're legal in the Bay Area for entheogenic reasons. Yeah, I ate mushrooms because it was my birthday, and I swore I could see like every disease. I swear I could see disease, and I swear I've like in other times I've ingested the friendly fungi, I've seen like mold shows up more, and like dirt shows up more. But like I swear I was like hallucinating disease. I was like, okay, I'm taking a bath. I'm going to my fancy hotel room. I'm just gonna chill and watch TV and eat dinner. Yes, but the best part, I met Garth Brooks. He rubbed my belly. I heard something crazy about Garth Brooks the other day. Are you guys familiar with the YouTuber? His name's Sloan. He does celebrity news and gossip. There's this rumor, not even rumor, a conspiracy theory that Garth Brooks is a serial killer. There's this huge list, not to dampen the vibe or more weirden the vibe. There's this huge list of like tours he's been on. Every time he goes on a tour, like a woman or a person goes missing. Like people have mapped it out, and I guess you could say that could possibly happen for every person who tours in every city, but I don't think so. People go missing all the time, but that's really because at first I thought that. I was just like, you know what, Sloan, like people tour all the time and people go missing in major cities all the time, but this was like very, very specific. Like these were like actually like people who were fans. So the more I listened, I was like, okay, I normally don't ascribe to conspiracy theories, but like does not strike me. Well, I mean, who strikes anyone as a serial killer? But because he seems like a nice man. But and remember when he had that alter ego in the '90s? That was like he was like a brunette with like a really bad goatee and a flavor saver. Anyway, Debbie would remember that one. I forget what his name was, but he had like this alter ego that like wasn't country. And but yeah, the serial killer one, I was just like, whoa, like hope that's not true. That's cray cray. Sloan Hooks, he's great. Y'all should check him out. Keeps me sane. When I'm going through some rough times, I love listening to his stuff. I'll just hear about celebrities. So let's go back to Miss Wendy. Going back to your this project, this Ace of Swords. Speak up, but keep in mind to speak your voice. That's very important because your voice will be heard. It will be people will pay, and your voice already is heard, but it will be heard like very strongly heard at this time. Yeah, I'm totally like I knew the name like because one of my favorite another YouTuber I like did a thing on it like 2 years ago. They're like, did you know that Garth Brooks was like another dude like in the '90s? I'm like, I remember that. It was like Peter Thompson. I don't know. Anyway, so Wendy, sorry, ADD is getting the best of me. So when I saw the Six of Swords, that's why you probably heard me. I was like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. You're not sailing away. You're not going to Vegas. This Ten of Wands is telling me that, and it kind of, I don't want to say it stands to reason, but if you move, I mean, this is a major project. You guys have been working on it for a while. Moving it to a different location will have its set of difficulties and conflicts, but they're not ones that they're not obstacles that can't be overcome. What concerns me here is this Queen of Pentacles reversed. This was, I don't want to say the creepy card, but this was the card that I pulled when I started running my mouth like an idiot because I hadn't read your message. Work burnout. This is Spirit saying, reminding you, don't burn, to not allow, to maintain your boundaries, and to not allow this, to not put in any more work than you've already been putting in. They're gonna move me into another team, and I'm worried about that. I'm a bit concerned too with this Five of Swords, because Five of Swords is a card of defeat, a card of loss. It's literally like when you've done everything that you were told to do, everything that you were instructed to do, and you did it correctly, you followed all the protocols, you did everything, you know, in the way it was supposed to be done, yet you didn't get the results that you were essentially not promised, but were told that you would see. So I am seeing obstacles, delays, difficulties, defeat, possible defeat. I also see you not leaving, firmly standing on your side of the shore, metaphorically. But with this Queen of Pentacles reversed, I just want a little bit of clarity, because this is obviously not a lightweight card in any way. Beyond burnout, being overworked, it can also be indicative of difficult. Sophie, it's been debunked. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. They're going to move me. Oh, sorry. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I'm sure there's still some people that, I mean, always with conspiracy theories, there's always people who still hold out even when they've been debunked. Like, there's still people who believe that Jews are lizards, like, and eat babies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are some ridiculous, and I hate those freaking reptile people videos. They're all, they don't say it. They don't say they're anti-Semitic, but they effing are. They're always targeting Jewish people. Yeah, anyway, conspiracy theories. Glad it was debunked. He seemed like a nice man. Seems like a nice man. But this Queen of Pentacles is also, it's not just a reminder to you to pay heed to taking care of yourself and not burning yourself, not burning yourself out, not overworking yourself, not working more than you already have been for this project. But also being mindful of things may not go as smoothly with your colleagues as they had in the past, and you just said that they're going to move you into another team. And that's where I'm seeing this that's where I think this Ace of Swords is coming in. It's like, even if you feel like people aren't listening to you, they are. Continue to speak your voice. You have a knack for doing that, and for commanding a room, for setting your boundaries, and for advocating for yourself, for others, delegating. My team protects me from the rest of the crappy company. Yeah, so I don't want to lose them. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Chris Gaines. I was gonna say I read Chris Gaines. Like, that's the guy. That was his name, Chris Gaines. So there's nothing that you can do about this. They've just decided, like, we're moving you to another team. Because that is where I see that Ten of Wands difficulty, discrepant, just, yeah, colleagues being difficult. And I don't want to reduce difficulty. The opposite of difficulty isn't teamwork, but that's definitely not, and it's not, but it's not supportive at all. No, the project is moving to Vegas, so my team is being moved too. But you're staying, okay, but because you're staying behind, gotcha. So they're moving you to another team because you're staying behind, is what you're saying? I just want to be clear. Clarissa explains it all about this. Yes, because I'm not going to Vegas. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And I don't think this is them, and I don't think you think that this is them punishing you for not agreeing to move to Vegas. It's just a matter of, I mean, I can look back at my work life and think of times where I was just like, me and my coworkers were just like on the same same vibe. We had each other's backs, hung out outside of work, made friends. Like, it was good energy. And then I've thought of other work environments where it was very cutthroat or very just hostile or just negative. Luckily, never bullying environment, but cold, people feeling bitter and that energy radiating. How does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas to work on the project instead of California? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how does Samuel feel about having to travel to Vegas instead of California for the project? I wonder if he's been to Vegas. If he has, it was probably like for a meeting or something. We have 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords, the Hierophant reversed, the Devil reversed, and 6 of Wands. Overall, he's not pleased. And I think it has to do with you. I think he thought that he was going to be seeing you not working alongside you, but he at least thought that he was going to be breathing the same air as you, in the same building as you at the very least. And this 8 of Cups is him reconciling with the fact that that's not going to happen. He might, I don't know if he is going to be coming to California occasionally, but I'm getting, with this 9 of Swords right next to it, 9 of Swords, I mean, even look at the art here, 9 of Swords is anxiety, fears, worries, woes, insomnia. This card comes out a lot for him, now that I think about it. I'm not sure if he's heading here first or to Vegas directly, but he is planning on coming to both. If he's planning on coming to both, I wouldn't be surprised if he was planning on coming to California first, because there's something about walking away, and it's difficult. 8 of Cups it's not just a card of walking away. There's other cards that indicate walking away, often like joyfully, but 8 of Cups, it's like it's hard. It's difficult. but it's something that is required of someone. Now, we then have this Hierophant reversed here. Again, I think this has to do more with you. Originally, he was going to come to California, but now that it's moving to Vegas, he'll have to go there too. He has to. That's interesting that he has to go to both. Yeah, it's just adding more confusion, and with this Hierophant reversed, it's just like one more thing. Like he thought things were going to happen in one way. He was told he was going to go to California, and now things are being switched up, and he's being forced to be super adaptable here, which is is already difficult in a difficult job like he has. And I don't want to say he makes it difficult, but he puts 180% of himself into his work, and it has to take a toll on him in some way. And while he's flex, of course, and willing to do it, I think he's tired of being just at the whim of the company like that. And with the Six of Wands, he actually thinks that the project will be a success, and will, for whatever reason, he feels like it might find better success in the Vegas office. I don't know why he feels that way. But in regards to, I feel in regards to like his connection, like his job in general, the Devil reversed. I think that's part of why he's thinking this might be easier for him work wise. Emotionally, it's harder. There is definitely an emotional like difficulty that I'm sensing here. But what I'm also seeing on the other end is, well, I'll probably be able to get more things done, which is telling me that he's kind of. I think the way he's seeing things is, I won't be seeing Wendy nearly as much as I thought I would. Excuse me. And I don't want to put it this way, like the less I see her, the easier it'll be for me to work, but the less distraction there will be. And you don't even try to be a distraction. You don't go up to him and flirt with him. You don't try to be a distraction to him in any way. You guys don't even work like super closely together on this project, from what I can recall you telling me, and not in pretty recently. But there is this energy of like, I might be able to, I could probably focus better at the very, like if there's one thing to take away from this, I could probably focus better in some way. And thank you so much for your additional donation, Miss Wendy. Please go ahead and post your third question. Hi, Nancy. Hi, can you tell me all my family has passed? Do you see the same for me soon? Please. Hi, Nancy. I can't answer that question. That's a medical question. I can't answer medical or legal questions. Thank you. And I'm so sorry to hear about your losses. I want to know why he's gone distanced again with communication. Not sure what the deal is when things were okay between us. When did he start going distant in his communication? Do I see when your soulmate is coming? Then I can answer that question if you donate for a reading, and if you give me a time frame. Like, will I meet my soulmate in the next year? Will I meet my soulmate in the next 2 years? then I could answer that. And all my donation information can be found in the chat and at the bottom of the chat. Thank you. All right, Miss Wendy. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. It was around your trip. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why has Samuel distanced himself from Wendy with communication-wise? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why has Samuel communicatively distanced himself from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why has Samuel recently distanced himself communication-wise from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why has Samuel recently distanced himself communication-wise from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why has Samuel recently distanced himself communication-wise from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why has Samuel recently distanced himself communicative-wise from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why has Samuel recently distanced himself communication-wise from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Samuel recently distance himself communicatively from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Samuel recently distance himself communicatively from Wendy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Samuel recently distance himself from Wendy in communication? We have Seven of Cups reversed. Again, Queen of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Cups reversed. And 6 of Swords reversed. Okay, yeah, starting with this 7 of Cups reversed. I don't know when he found out that he was going to Vegas instead of California. But you said that he started distancing communicatively around your trip. My first thought was when you get close, and actually that's my thought now too. The closer in proximity you physically are to him, the more he chickens out. And we've got two of the same cards. Remember I just said the 9 of Swords comes up a lot for him, I've noticed. Well, it came up again. The 7 of Cups reversed. 7 of Cups reversed is often indicative of someone who is having a difficult time making a solid decision regarding how to go forward with someone, move forward with someone. And so again, I don't know the time frame in which he found out he was going to Vegas as opposed to California. But I get the sense that it was not triggered by Vegas so much as it was California. No, there's no 6. It's the 9 of Swords. Oh, shit. Poopy doop. You're right. You're so smart. You're right. It's the 6 of Swords reversed. Thank you so much. Thank you. The art was very, very similar. Had another brunette. And I'm reading it upside down. That's so embarrassing. Thank you for catching that, girl. Oh, poop indeed. 6 of Swords reversed. Okay. But with the 7 of Cups reversed, as I was saying, I get the sense that the closer in proximity that he is to you or is going to be to you, that's when reality hits and he starts to withdraw. And like I said, I don't know the timeline here, but I'm getting the sense that it's fear, insecurities. We've got this Queen of Pentacles reversed again. I think you mentioned that he was hospitalized not too long ago. Of course, I don't know why, and of course you don't need to tell me. I'm just assuming it has to do to exhaustion, overworking, and I'm not saying that that's an excuse for him pulling away communicatively, but I do think that the nervousness that he feels when he is communicating with you can trigger some of his health issues. I don't want to say that's why he's single, but it's a big reason why I do see him not taking action in interpersonal relationships, not even just romantic relationships. And with this Ace of Pentacles reversed, it's almost like he's feeling like, why why deepen communication between the two of us if seeing each other is only going to be brief, if it will happen at all? I don't want, he doesn't want to, I think he doesn't want to rehash the emotions and shame that he felt from the past. That's so strange because I keep things pretty light about work. When you guys are talking regarding work, I didn't think that you guys talk deeply about work, and that's not what he likes about talking. When he's talking to you, that's not what he likes talking about. He likes, just not, I think the exact opposite of that. He doesn't have many friends to begin with. Yeah, all I want is status update. Yeah. When you say status update, do you mean his health? Like how he's doing? Have you heard from him since he got out of the hospital? He's not in a good place right now, and again, I'm not making excuses for him. With this 10 of Cups reversed, he's feeling really low about himself. He's feeling depressed, and I don't know about you, but when I'm feeling low and I'm feeling depressed, I tend to shy away from people who I have feelings for. And I was, no, he has to update stuff for a project, and I was following up on that. Oh, okay. So he's not Ace of Pentacles reverse, Queen of Pentacles reverse. Sounds like he's just not taking care of business in the way that he needs to. I want some clarity on these. A couple of these here. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles reversed. Even when it comes to work, it has to do with missed chances. Last I heard, he was in the hospital, but it was supposed to be a secret, so I didn't bring it up. Okay. I have every reason to believe that he was in the hospital. The energy that I'm getting from him is definitely, I know this isn't the Nine of Swords, but I am getting an energy of fear from him, of nervousness regarding embarking on this project, this work journey. And here we go. There's hesitancy in even I think he's questioning, am I healthy enough to take this trip, to get in my boat and go to a distant shore? Because if this was upright, it'd be like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to move, not to move, but to head over there and start work. But this, and again, thank you for catching that it's the Six of Swords, not the Nine. This Six of Swords now in its reverse position makes a lot more sense to me. I think do I think that he's going to end up coming to Vegas? Yes, I do. Do I think that he is seriously questioning whether he is healthy enough to do so? Yeah, I do. I don't know. Again, I don't think he's healthy enough to really be traveling. That's precise. And I just had a vision of his doctors actually saying the same thing. And I'm not here. I can't answer medical questions, and this wasn't a medical question, but I just had a vision of that. Like it's not, and that's the thing, is I feel like other people need to, a hospital trip needs to tell him, doctors needs to tell him, like it had to get to that point where he finally looked around and was like, I'm really burning the candle at both ends here. This is really a Queen of Pentacles reversed situation. And how many times have we pulled this card? So I really think that's the Six of Swords reversed, and this hesitation, Seven of Cups reversed. At one point, it was like, yeah, this is a dream. This is this is an extension of my dream. This is part of my dreams. And now it's like, yeah, it's part of my dreams, but I truly think his family and or his medical professionals are also warning him he may not be able to do this at this time. I mean, how many times do you see celebrities hospitalized for exhaustion? You never hear of regular people hospitalized for exhaustion. They say exhaustion because it's usually, yeah, it's exhaustion, but it's usually like drug use that caused exhaustion, or overeating or undereating that caused exhaustion, collapse, or, you know, there's an external tie to it, but it's overwork, being burnt out. And so yeah, again, I don't know what happened, and I don't need to know, but I do feel like it was a call, like he's had, like, not a revelation, but it's like, okay, now I'm seeing it around me. Like, now he's finally, maybe his mom might have been giving him crap for a while, like, you don't take care of yourself enough, but now he's hearing it from other people. Thank you. I was wondering if he was mad at me or something, but looks like a lot. Oh yeah, no, he's not mad at you at all. No, I can confirm that. He's not mad at you. No. He's got a lot going on, and again, I don't know when he's supposed to come to Vegas, but and I don't and it could be a case of like his health will be fine in like a few weeks. I feel like it's something like that where the doctor's like, seriously, like, I know you need to go, but you've really got to give yourself like a week here, like, or at least 2, possibly longer, you know. Yeah, definitely internal stuff. Nothing you did. Thank you so much, Wendy. Much love and light to you, girl. I really appreciate you. And we just received a donation from Miss Tiffany. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for your donation. Let me go ahead and add you. Debbie, thank you for your donation. Did you have multiple questions, or did you want just one reading? A May reading. You got it. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right, Miss Debbie, let's do this. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of May, the month of May for her. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the month of May for her. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the month of May for her. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the month of May for her. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of her month of May. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of May for her. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of her upcoming May. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an upcoming overview of the remaining month. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of the month. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of the month. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides, please provide Debbie with an overview of the rest of her month. Hi, Austin. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Debbie, we have the Empress reversed, the Fool reversed, 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands, 4 of Cups reversed, the Hermit reversed, 4 of Swords, the Tower reversed, 8 of Wands, Knight of Swords, 7 of Pentacles reversed, 3 of Pentacles reversed, 5 of Cups reversed, Queen of Wands, and 3 of Swords. Okay. Alright, starting with this first column here, we have this Empress reversed, the Hermit reversed, and the 7 of Pentacles reversed. The Empress reversed is often about delays. I would say delays prove it is a card of delays. It's a card of pause, of putting things on hold. But I also always say that the Empress reversed is, if I could put it into one sentence, for in most contexts, for most readings, I'd say delays prove necessary. It means it's a sign that delays are proving necessary. Some kind of delay. Possibly multiple delays proving to be necessary. And taking a step back with this Hermit reversed, and not I mean, it's the Hermit in its reverse form. It's not saying it's not commanding you to be a hermit. It's not commanding you to be on your lonesome or to keep to yourself. The Hermit reverse is actually quite the opposite of that. It's definitely encouraging of you, or encourages you to definitely connect with community, connect with loved ones. I mean, at all times, but especially through the month of May, in this healing journey for you, in which I'll get to in just a moment. We've got quite a few healing cards here, including this one right here, the 7 of Pentacles reversed. 7 of Pentacles, as you mentioned, you are healing right now. I think you mentioned it. The doctor said it would take 6 months to until you'll be feeling fully back to normal again. And I said that's healing. It's slow and steady progress. It takes time. With the injuries and the illnesses I've had. Dang, even the scab, when I busted the skin on my left knee open about a month ago, it still has a nasty scab on it, but it's incredible to think that it was like really gushing with blood and like busted open. I tripped and fell, and now it's all fine, and hopefully it won't leave a scar. I doubt it will, but it's in its healing phase. It's in one of its healing phases. I actually did a photography project once where I took a picture of a boo-boo every single day until it finally healed. It's just that the human body is just so miraculous and beautiful, but it often feels like it takes longer than we want it to. I remember when my mom got both of her hip replacements last year. She healed, and she healed beautifully, but it was like, can we speed this up? I got places to go. And again, this theme I'm seeing, with putting things on hold and not moving forward. I'm seeing that here with the Fool reversed card here. Projects being put on hold. I don't want to say dreams and goals being put on hold, but yeah, temporarily, at least in terms of external action. Because then we have this very, very resoundingly loud Four of Swords card. This card caught my eye the most out of all the cards in the spread here. Four of Swords is the card of healing. Is a card of taking a step back. As you can see in the art here, she's sleeping in a giant bird's nest, no less. But she's getting rest. She's sleeping. It's recovery, and it's recuperating oneself, protecting oneself in one's solitude. And also I feel this Hermit reverse card absolutely has a connection to this Four of Swords, reflection in one's solitude, in one's necessary solitude. With this being in its reverse form, it's like you don't have to actively go into hermit mode. You're like you're kind of in a sort of hermit mode at this time as you're healing. And while you're healing, yeah, actually taking action towards certain goals is not feasibly possible this time. And I see that here with this Three of Pentacles reverse. Working on things, taking action on things in a physical sense is not advised, is not needed, it's not necessary, and is definitely not advised. But in this time of taking a step back and healing, there are things that you can do to move things forward, to keep your eye on your dreams and your goals behind the scenes, or not even behind the scenes, but mentally preparing for things, making lists, doing things that you can do, just from your chair and your desk, We then have this Ten of Swords, the Tower. Actually, it's very, I think everybody can relate, even if someone who hasn't been through an intense and scary, traumatic medical issue. I think we all experienced similar to what I'm talking about when we were all put in lockdown during COVID. We had to stay at home. We had time to reflect. We had no choice but have time to reflect, and people got very creative. A lot of people returned back to creative projects. But nothing that will tire you out or anything. But also, reflecting on the things that you can do while you are in the process of healing. Then we have this Ten of Swords, the Tower reversed, and this Five of Cups reversed. This Ten of Swords is really the Ten of Swords, and the Three of Swords makes a little sense. I'll get to that, but this Ten of Swords did concern me a little bit. It was the one card I wasn't a huge fan of when I turned the cards here. The Ten of Swords is a heavy card, as I almost always say. It takes one sword to impale a man, whereas in the Ten of Swords, it's 10 bloody swords. So it's a card of overkill. Restlessness, feelings of restlessness, but it can also be feelings of restlessness, I'm getting an energy of restlessness with this Ten of Swords. And almost like a back and forth between a sense of restlessness and exhaustion. That is a difficult line to walk and navigate. This Tower reversed here, right here in the center, and of course it being the Crux card in a 15 card reading. This is definitely reinforcing me what I'm seeing here, that May is definitely a month of taking pause, of delays, delaying the inevitable, delaying that which is inevitably going to take change and happen in your life, but delays proving necessary at this time, in avoidance of risk, risking your health, risking your healing process. And with this Five of Cups, especially in its reverse position, I think it definitely makes sense. The Five of Cups in its reverse position is seeing the positives in a difficult situation. In its upright position, it's like, why me? Why this? Everything is terrible. But when it's reversed, it's like, well, I still have this. I still have these people. I still have this in my life to be grateful for. So I pull a card for myself every day, Debbie. I've been pulling this card a lot over the past few weeks. I like, there was one time I was pulling it like every other day for a period of like 4 days. And it, to me, at least in my situation, and for people I read for as well as I am for you, I do see it very much as a card of gratitude, and not false gratitude, like genuine gratitude, genuinely like a genuine revelation of, like, I'm not pleased with everything that's happened in my life or at this time, or the way things are at this time, but I still have so many gifts, and all is not lost by any means or essence of the word. And I think that's a great segue into the next cards here. We have this beautiful Six of Wands, Eight of Wands, and Queen of Wands. Girl, this is V is for victory. Six of Wands. When you told me, and I'm not a doctor, so don't listen to me, but when you told me that the doctor said you will be completely back to normal in 6 months, not only do I completely believe your doctor, but I also believe that you're going to surprise your doctor in 6 months. I think that he or she is going to be like, wow, Debbie, like you made incredible strides. Like you're a really, really fast healer. You did incredible healing. You really took care of yourself, because I'm seeing success and victory, and I'm seeing things happening with speedier momentum with this Eight of Wands. Despite delays being necessary, like projects and moving being put on hold at this time, what I do see being sped up while you're in your resting phase is your healing. You're very healing. And you are absolutely this Queen of Wands here. I don't always a lot of readers automatically attribute court cards to individuals. I don't always. In this case, I do, and it is you, Lady Girl. Very much the matriarch card. Still having your power, still owning your power, still owning your energy, your ability to move forward and take action, but just putting it on pause at this time. And as we have this Five of Cups reversed, we also have this Four of Cups reversed right here, of which I see as a very similar card. Definitely a card of gratitude in the face of difficulties, in the face of hardships and difficulties. Seeing the beauty of the people who love us around us, things that we do have in our lives still there, and truly appreciating them. Not to say that you didn't appreciate them in the past, but perhaps gaining a deeper sense of appreciation for certain things that are in your life. And your mind is definitely on fire right now, and in a great place with this Knight of Swords, which is taking me back to this Hermit reversed card, Four of Swords, this card, these energies of reflection that Spirit is suggesting, like while you are in healing phase, while Miss Debbie is in healing phase, her mind is ablaze, her mind is on fire. So any ideas, it's very possible that new idea, you'll have new creative ideas come to mind, new ideas for things that you want to accomplish in the future. I do see things coming to mind that won't just become ideas. They will solidify themselves with this Knight of Swords. And as I mentioned, the Ten of Swords concerned me a bit. This Three of Swords is also the only other card I wasn't pleased with seeing here, just because I just really don't like this card. Three of Swords is disappointment, heartache. I don't see it as heartache. I'm not getting the energy that your heart will be broken in the month of May, but I do sense a disappointment on the horizon, and something's telling me it has to do with family. I don't want to blame your son, because I don't want to blame family members. But I am getting the energy of a certain family member disappointing you over the next month, probably towards the end of the month. So many creative ideas and new recipes I am building in my head. There you go, love. There you go. So it's like, while your body is not, it's not to say that your body cannot function the way it didn't in the past, but it shouldn't be functioning the way it did in the past. You have to give it rest and follow your doctor's orders, as I know you are. And within that space, yeah, your mind is ablaze. It's brewing so many wonderful ideas, as you mentioned, creative ideas, new recipes, and what you experienced didn't affect your hand. You can type, you can write, you can draw, you can discuss, have people over, have long conversations with folks on the phone, which you can do, all the time, anytime, but it's very, for people in the channel who haven't experienced a medical trauma and the need for recovery afterwards, I think the best way to analogize that for other people would be like when we were in lockdown and people had all these great ideas of brewing, and people were getting super creative and executing these, like, even within the limitations of our own homes, we were still able to, people, like, yeah, so many wonderful, like, photo shoots, art installations. We, even within the Bay Area Models Guild, like, our membership, like, jumped hugely because people started drawing again. A lot of folks who put that on the back burner, like creativity on the back burner for professional reasons or whatever, busy life, they were able to catch up with that. And I see that as that time, as I get that time for you. You're so welcome. You are so freaking welcome, Debbie. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. And tomorrow is Friday, so we always say our prayers for those who are in need of healing of body or mind. And I always yell out your name. Got a couple people I'm praying for with the healing prayer. Need to lay down love and light to you. Yes, lay down love. Absolutely. Love and light to you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Much love and light to you. And yeah, Four of Swords. Lay your head down to rest, love. Absolutely, get some sleep. Thank you. Miss Tiffany. Tiffany, thank you for your donation. Please come to the chat. Thank you. A general reading. You got it. Did you want a 15-card general reading? You got it. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Tiffany with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. And Tiffany, please remind me, I'm sorry, I'm blanking, what is your sign again? We have Nine of Cups reversed, Three of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor reversed, the Hermit reversed, the Chariot reversed, Five of Wands reversed, the Devil, King of Cups, the Hanged Man reversed, Five of Pentacles reversed, Justice reversed, Three of Cups reversed, Three of Wands, Four of Pentacles reversed, and Two of Wands. Aries. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I remember that. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Nine of Cups. Starting with this. It is not just because they are mostly reversed cards, because not all reversal cards are bad. In fact, we have a couple of good reversal cards here that I will, of course, get into. Actually, yeah, quite a few of these reversals are quite good. But there is some heavy energy here, just in general context, that, of course, I'll get into with each card. We're going to start here with this Nine of Cups reversed, Five of Wands reversed, and Justice reversed. Nine of Cups reversed is often indicative of a general feeling of dissatisfaction. This is not a good reverse. This goes into the category of bad reversal card. Not good in its reverse form. Five of Wands, we like this. This is good in its reverse form. I'll get to that in a moment. But Nine of Cups reversed, not a good card in its reverse form. And you correct me if I'm wrong here, love, but Nine of Cups reversed is almost always indicative of a feeling of lack of fulfillment, a lack of happiness, disappointment, feeling as though you have not achieved certain things you have wanted to achieve. craving the depth, craving a deeper connection, or just depth of other connections. Maybe not just one particular connection in your life, but possibly like multiple connections in your life, craving depth in those where you're not seeing it. And while I did just say that the Five of Wands in its reversed form is often good to see, it is also often when I'm pairing it with this, when I see it paired with this Justice reversed and Nine of Cups reversed, this is indicative to me of internal conflicts that you're dealing with. And then with this Two of Wands that I'm seeing here at the end, I feel like you're at a crossroads, love, regarding something in your life, and it very much feels like, should I stay or should I go? Energy. There's a decision you know you need to make, because there's something or someone that's causing you a lack of fulfillment, and it's, of course, it's causing internal conflict, and also a generalized feeling of injustice, unfairness, imbalance with this Justice reversed card. And also with this Justice reversed card, justice is not just about balance, not just about the scales, it's not just about the word itself, just being something being just, but in the tarot, she always has her sword. The art here is very interesting. It's we have the Justice reversed card here, but she's looking at a reflection, and she's not the same woman that she's looking at when she's looking at a reflection. So it almost looks like the card's upright, but it's not. But you can see that the other woman is that, well, maybe it's the same woman, but she just doesn't see herself the same way. But the woman not in the reflection of the water is holding, well, they're actually both holding on to the sword. Swords demarcate boundaries. They demarcate boundaries. They demarcate what we are either willing to continue to accept or no longer willing to continue accepting in our lives. And when I'm seeing this Justice card in its reversed form, and then especially with this Five of Wands also in its reversed form, is telling me that you're on the fence here. There's a decision that you wish you didn't have to make, but you know you need to, and you also see a fundamental injustice. Going to just the general like basic definition of the card, you do see an imbalance and an injustice here, where you're likely putting in more energy, more time, more emotions, and you're not getting a return on it. You're not getting the reciprocity that you deserve. Then we have this Three of Pentacles reversed, the Devil, and the Three of Cups reversed. I know I've read for you recently. This feels like it's a bad romantic relationship, or a relationship coming to an end, or you're thinking about separating from the connection, because there's something that you're seeing that's just not fundamentally working out anymore with this Three of Pentacles reversed. And if you were to continue forth with this person or this situation, you would be going against what you're comfortable with and what your boundaries are. Going back to this Justice reversed card. And with the Devil right underneath, the Devil is symbolizing a couple of things here. Hi, Horace Daniels, welcome. It's symbolizing a bind that you're feeling. You feel bound to this situation or person, but you also recognize that it's unhealthy at this point. And a lot of readers see the Three of Cups upright or reversed and just knee-jerk reaction go, oh, somebody's cheating. I'm speaking in generalized terms here. I do think this is about a man, and the energy I am getting from this Three of Cups reversed is one of non-monogamy, or lack of loyalty, lack of commitment, another person possibly being in the picture, a third party being in the picture, that, again, if you were to stay and continue, you would be going against what you're comfortable with, going against your comfort zones, your boundaries, and you see it as a temptation because there is this bind. It's almost like an addiction. The Devil card is also representative not just of unhealthy romantic relationships or work relationships, but also addiction, drugs. I'm not saying you're on drugs. Sorry, I'm not trying to suggest you're on drugs, but people do affect us like drugs. We can start to feel addicted to people, that even knowing that they're unhealthy for us, knowing that they are like crack for our soul, we still, I've been there, we still desire to go back to them, knowing full well that they're not good for us, and they likely won't change. It's that kind of a pull, that kind of a bind. And going back to my theory that this is a romantic connection with a male, we have this Emperor reversed right here in the center. Emperor reversed is almost always indicative of a negative masculine influence in somebody's life, someone who is abusing the trust that they were given, someone who's abusing the privileges and power that they were given, it seems like someone who doesn't respect boundaries, tries to push them, but I also get the sense with this King of Cups right here in the center that this person likely goes back and forth between being this person that you don't want to be involved with, and that's part of this Devil's pull here, is they go back and forth between being this person who you would never want to be involved with, and then showing these glimpses of the person who you fell for, the reason why you were drawn to them in the first place. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not here to diagnose, but that sounds very much like narcissist behavior there. And the problem with that as well is this Three of Wands energy that it creates, this energy of patience, of waiting, and correct me if I'm wrong, but because I think you know that he's not going to change, and you don't believe that he'll change, but I do think that there is a tiny spark of hope within you that his behaviors will change, and that he will see the light if you're just patient enough with him, if you just give him time, when in reality, Spirit's saying that, like, this is who he is, and likely nothing is going to change who he is and how he behaves, but time certainly won't. That's the last thing that'll change it. Patience with bad behavior is just letting people get away. He is narcissist, yeah. And they're the ones that keep on, they always try to, you set a boundary, they try to push it. And that's what I mean by, with time, it only makes it worse, because with time we give narcissists more room for their bad behavior, and the more room we give them, more time, more energy that we give them for their bad behavior, the more they will continue doing it. The only thing that'll get him to stop and change is for you to do something drastic, which is likely remove yourself from his life. And then of course he calls you one. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's one of the best, that's actually one of the easiest ways of identifying a narcissist, is they accuse pretty much everyone else around them of being a narcissist. They don't have mirrors. He doesn't have a mirror. When he looks, it's like this card. When he looks in the mirror, he's seeing someone else. And when other people try and tell him who he is, he doesn't want to hear it, because he thinks that they're wrong, and he thinks that they're wrong, and he thinks that he's right. So it's primo narcissist behavior, and it won't change so long as you let him get away with it. And Spirit is saying that they recognize that it's difficult to walk away. They fully acknowledge that, as do I. But they're saying that you've got to let go. You've got to let go of him. With this Four of Pentacles reversed, if you don't let go of him, you're going to be stuck. He's not going to change. With this Hangman reversed, he won't change. And this Hermit reversed, he can go to all the therapy he wants, which I doubt he would even go to. Maybe he would, I don't know, but a lot of narcissists won't. They're not open to, because I think a part of them knows that they're wrong. Not all of them, but I think, and a lot of them are not open to being told that their behavior is manipulative and not, it's not the right behavior. It needs to change. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that they need to reconfigure their mental hardwiring. But try telling a narcissist that, they don't want to hear it. They can't look at, the only mirror they can look at is the one that they look in themselves, and it's just painted perfectly. And this is again where Spirit is saying, like, look, we understand it's tough to walk away in this situation. We see your hesitation with the Chariot reversed, but if you don't leave with this Five of Pentacles reversed, you're just going to be stuck. The Hangman reversed, Five of Pentacles reversed. You won't ever feel that joy or contentment or fulfillment that you deserve with this guy. And here we go with the last card, this Two of Wands. They're saying that you need to make this decision. And not, as hard as it is, the sooner you walk away, the faster you will heal, the faster you will be able to start the next chapter of your life. Because I just get the sense that and thank you very much for your donation, Deb. We just received a donation from Deb. Thank you, love. I get the sense that he has been this way for most of his life, but I also get the sense that he did not behave this way when you guys first met each other. I think he was good at concealing it for quite a time, and it's past that point now, and this is who he is, and it's just not fair to you. Injustice, justice reversed. He's crossing your boundaries. He's not treating you the way you deserve. He's not treating you the way someone who cares about someone should be treated. I'm really sorry, love. And Spirit is fully acknowledging that it's hard, but it'll be so much easier. It is the path that they need you to take, that they really advise you to take, to just dip out, because what has he done for you lately? I would really assess the relationship the connection. And if he hasn't made you feel happy or wanted in a very long time, then that's just not a connection worth staying in. There's too many people on this planet to waste investing time and energy into people who don't treat us with respect and yeah, the way that we need to be treated. Thank you very much, Tiffany. Much love and light to you. Deb, thank you for your donation. You would like one question. You got it. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. He hasn't acting like that. I've walked away. You walked away. Good for you. Good for you, Tiffany. Right on. And you may have told me that in the last, was it you that told me that? Because someone told me recently, one of my clients told me that they walked away from a relationship that was, like, I was like, this person sounds like a narcissist. They're like, yeah, maybe that was you. Congrats to that. That was you. Yeah, right on, girl. Right on. You made the correct move there. And Spirit's still saying it. Like, you made the right choice. I was reading it as they're saying you need to make a choice. Well, you've already made the choice. And don't go back. I think that's another thing, too, is you may feel tempted at times, sometimes, to maybe go back. But, and even if you haven't felt that now, it may come in the future. Don't listen to that. He just, yeah. He will, but not forever. Not forever. That's the thing. And I'm sure you've already noticed he's likely starting to pop up less in your mind as time goes on, and that's just going to he'll start popping up far less to the point where you don't even think about him. Okay. Thank you again, love. Deb, give me one moment, please. Thank you. He came back in town and needed a place to stay temporarily, and we argued almost every day. Oh dear. Yeah. He's too problematic. There you go. Yeah, you stay strong. Miss Tiffany. Thank you again. All right, Deb. So you would like. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Tiffany. That was Deb. 10 cards. Why did Chris say I'm unlikable, have nothing to offer, and unreliable if he went out of his way to make amends and rekindle? He said negative things this past weekend after spending time. He came back in town and needed a place to stay temporarily. We argue almost every day. He said nobody likes me. I have no friends, but I'm more social than him. Okay. So Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, just so we're just like directly on the right page before we jump into this. Chris is the guy I last read for you, right? Where he wanted to speak to you in person. Is this the guy? He felt that you guys needed to talk in person. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Chris tell Deb such awful things? Say such awful things to Deb if he wanted to make amends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb if he wanted to make amends? And how could he have that intel to know nobody likes me when we don't even have mutual friends? Yeah, it's the same one. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why? Yeah. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends with her? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends with her? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends with her? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends with her? Mixed messages and spirit guides. Why did Chris say such horrible things to Deb when he wanted to make amends with her? Like, he could have asked other people to pick him up from the airport. Why he asked to spend the weekend with me if I'm unlikable and nothing to offer. Ten of Cups reversed. The Star. Four of Wands reversed. The Hanged Man reversed. King of Swords reversed. The Devil. Temperance reversed. The Hermit reversed. King of Cups. And Four of Cups reversed. Yeah. We're dealing with a wildly imbalanced, not meant, again, for the third time tonight. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose anyone. But we've read, I've read about him a lot in the past. We've talked about him a lot. You've known him for a while. You've been communicating with him for a while. And it's always the same. The guy is not mentally well. He'll show you, he'll try and sweeten you. He'll try and seem like he's a changed guy and he wants to make amends because he does genuinely want to be with you, but he can't have you in the way that he wants you. And it's and what that is he can't be in I don't think that he can be in a relationship, Deb. I would be really surprised. Do you know when the last relationship he was in? Because I can't see any woman tolerating his BS. It's not just his BS. It's he's not mentally sound of mind. He wants I don't like using this term, but I feel like he's obsessed with you. And unless you said, what you know what it he this is his delusion. I think that he was really believing that you would be like, oh my gosh, Chris, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's try this out. Let's give this a shot. Let's start dating. Did you say that to him? Because I feel like there was definitely disappointment there. He has these grandiose dreams and fantasies of being with you all the time. His ex-wife didn't want him anymore, has a new BF, and his other ex doesn't want anything to do with him either. Yeah, he's not stable. He's not sound of mind. I've likely said this to you before and other clients of mine. And just because someone is not mentally well doesn't mean that they don't deserve to be in a loving relationship. But if they can't treat someone with common courtesy and respect, and they just wild out and I don't know why he went off on you, what triggered him, but even if you, which I know you didn't, but even if you said like terrible things to him, a sound of mind person would just walk away. Which leads me to believe that you didn't say anything out of line to him. He said that to me, claimed he broke up with his other girlfriends for me, and that he would put a ring on me if I act right. Yeah, on his terms, if you act right. And my roommate said he comes off unstable, unhinged, and abusive. Girl, yeah. And how do your parents feel? I was gonna ask, how does your mama feel? Because I get this sense that I'm on the same page as your mama right now. This guy is, yeah, and your roommate. He's unstable, he's unhinged, he's abusive, he is the devil. and he is unhealthfully bound to you. As I was explaining to one of my clients earlier, the devil is also indicative of not just unhealthy relationships, but also addiction. And I'm not saying he's on drugs or that he's addicted to drugs. We didn't ask that, and I've never really picked up on that. But he's addicted to you. He's addicted to the idea of being with you in his way, on his terms, on his time. He said worse things to me. I only defended myself. He nitpicked at everything. I think he's obsessed too, but that's what I mean. And honestly, there's nothing good about obsession. Like, when I said obsessed, like, I didn't want to use that word, because in my mind, there's nothing positive about obsession. It's unhealthy. Obsession, literally, the definition of obsession is an unhealthy desire. Desire is great, but obsession, then we're going into unhinged, literally danger territory. So, like, this is a huge siren that I'm seeing here. Like, and I've seen them with him before. The closer, and the closer you let him get to you, and even not just, I don't even mean in person, but even just talking to him, I just feel like it's just going to get worse. I know you see something good in him, but you've tried, and there's good in all of us, but there's a whole lot more bad in him, and you're going to see that bad, and it doesn't outweigh the good. I recommend trying to find the good in someone else, love. There's good people out there that aren't him. He claimed the last ex was back with him when we were together, and that they had a big fight, and she actually tried to jump out of the car as he was driving. I wonder why. I wonder what made her compel risking her life to do that. How did he threaten her? That's my first thought, is how did he threaten her? That's terrifying. And I don't see anything good in him anymore. How dare he say I don't have anything to offer, but he's attempted to make amends several times. He's just not well. He is in la la land. He still holds out to this hope. He still holds on to hope, even now. That's how delusional he is. That is how imbalanced, temperance reverse, that is the level of imbalance that he's at. Yeah, he probably said or did something that provoked her. I can almost guarantee you, people don't just throw themselves out. As someone who knows someone who killed themselves doing that, they don't just do it out of nowhere. People don't just throw themselves out of cars for no reason. So that's really, really huge red flag. Out of all the ones we've seen here, 4 of Wands reversed, the man can't have a harmonious space. He can't entertain a harmonious home. You said you let him stay with you. There's more to that story. I'm sure there is, but I don't think he's a saint here. I don't think that she was a bad person, so she tried to jump out of the car. It doesn't usually work that way. I'm seeing someone who can't function with other human beings. Like, truthfully. Very, very unhinged. Can't have harmonious connections with others. He compared me to her once again, saying we're both psychological and psycho. That's ridiculous. Psychological? What, that you observe psychology? Psycho, no. He's trying to, you see him do this, Deb. He tries to get your go, because he wants any kind of attention that he can get from you. And he can't restrain himself. The man can't restrain himself. The Hermit reversed. He can't keep it to himself. And he can't learn from his mistakes. And he's stuck. Yeah, no, I hear you. But if he said psychological, that's hella funny, because yeah. The Hangman reverse, he is stuck. He's not going to change. There's no two ways of seeing it. And yeah, he has affection for you. He's attracted to you. But he is not the one who you want to be attracted to you. I would rather have no one in the world interested in me than have a man like that interested in me. He really wasted his own time just to bully me for a weekend. He said both, that I have psychological issues and no other men want me. Yeah, he's saying what he knows hurts you. He's trying to get your goat. He's trying to hurt you because he feels hurt because he's not getting things on his terms. This is absolutely childish. Saying I can only attract bum men, which is a lie. He's a sociopath. He's a bum. If he's saying that you can only attract bum men, what does he say? Hello? Like, he's attracted to you. He's a freaking bum. And he's the bum of them all. Like, girl, there are other dudes out there, I promise. But I already know it's not. I know. Of course you gotta know. Exactly. He's telling on himself. Precisely. He's like, well, what the hell are you? Like, if a dude said something similar to me, I'd be like, okay, and you're spending time with me, you call me, like, you told me you like me, so what does that make you? You know, like, idiot. King of Swords reversed, completely illogical, completely irrational. And when I saw this card, I was just like, bingo, yeah, he is the King of Swords reversed. He is not well. He is not mentally balanced. His sense of logic and sense does not belong to yours and mine. It is not aligned with your idea of what is right and wrong, what is logical, what is not. It's not aligned with most people's ideas of what's right and wrong. The man can't sustain relationships. I was just trying to help him since he said he needed a place this past weekend and needed to be in that area to renew his license. That's really sweet of you, Deb, but I don't see what he did to earn that. I mean, that he's got to do what he's got. My dad, yeah, I think he's full of crap too. I think that he could have got an Airbnb, he could have got a hotel room, and he likely didn't even need to renew his license. He didn't need to stay with you. Exactly, and he projected on me and said I'm the problem. Exactly, he does it, and he does this every time. He's as predictable as clockwork, Deb. Like, I didn't know exactly which cards were going to come out, but I knew they'd be of this energy. Yeah, Four of Cups reversed. He's bummed and pissed that he can't have you on his terms, the way he wants you, on his timing, on his terms, nitpicking everything you do. He lied to my dad, saying I'm the one that kept bringing up the past. He met your dad. Yeah, so he met your dad, and your dad thinks he's full of BS. I'm with your dad. I've always thought this guy was full of BS. Why is the King of Cups in there? He definitely wasn't operating in that energy. The King of Cups is his attraction to you. He does have and I always say that he's obsessed with you, and but it's not healthy. There's desire and there's obsession, and he is obsessed. And this King of Cups with this Hangman reversed is his way of having and showing affection for someone is only displayed in this one way, and it's not going to change. No, he talked to him on the phone because I called him after the argument. Gotcha. Yeah, the King of Cups is not saying that he's a balanced man. The King of Cups is not saying that he's the guy for you. The King of Cups is saying that he is attracted to you. He wants you on his terms, his own time. That's great. Good for him. But on to the next one, love. There are too many people, too many men out there to be wasting your time with this schmuck. He's dangerous, Deb. And he will only get worse. And he's just not sound of mind. Do I think that he genuinely wanted to make amends with you? Yes. Do I think that he genuinely wants you as a romantic partner? Yes. Do I think that his idea of making amends is your idea and most normal people's idea? No. He doesn't know how to do it. I should have, and that I apologize for not realizing. Yeah, I stand by the fact that he wanted to make amends with you, but how the hell is Chris supposed to? How the hell would he know how to make amends with someone? If he knew how to do it, he'd have people in his life. Sounds like he doesn't have anyone. So you can't make sense out of someone who doesn't know what sense is. But I don't have nothing to offer in his eyes. That's bullshit. Just like your dad said, the guy's full of BS. Then why is he hollering at you all the time? Why is he constantly trying to contact you? Even when you try to block him, he'll create new phone numbers, trying to get in touch with you. You know that everything he says is full of crap. And if you even believe it for 1 second, you're letting him, I don't want to say you're letting him win, but he's succeeding in getting to you. He wants to hurt you. He knows the things to say to piss any woman off. But especially you, he knows especially what makes things, the triggers that you would have, because you guys know each other. He is calculated and manipulative. That's that King of Swords reversed, girl. So, yeah, I really hope this is the final nail in the coffin, girl. I really hope that you just don't give him any more attention at all, because that's what he wants. And do you really want to give him anything that he wants after everything he's put you through and everything he could potentially put you through in the future? He even tried to ask about my salary. Gross. Ew. No. So invasive. How is that any of his business? Unless you guys are married, maybe. But you're not. The guy's out of his mind. And you're not. And there are men interested that are out there that would be interested in you, that are sound of mind. You just haven't met the one that you like as well. But he's out there. And I think the best scenario here would be to give him a taste of his own medicine. Don't call him names. Don't even talk to him at all. Just live your best life. Dust that nasty dust of his off your shoulders and just move on. But no more. I would not give him any more attention at all, because that's what he wants, negative or positive. And tried to attack my finances, like he's just looking for people to use. He's disgusting. Absolutely. Yeah, don't give him any information. No, none. I would just completely cut ties with him. Look at all the problems he's caused. Or at least look at all of the frustrations and upset and upheaval, emotional upheaval he puts you through. It's not worth it. It's nice to get attention from people who are interested in us, but not at this cost. At least he paid for the gas in my car and a few groceries. That's the very least he could do, Deb. You let him stay at your place, and he didn't pay for it. The least that you do is bring flowers. I don't know if he did that. But of course, pay for all the. If I was staying at someone's place, I'd pay for all. I'd get the grocery bill that night, and bet your ass I'd get the gas. That's what you do. It's give and take. This guy has no sense of give and take. He takes and takes and takes and takes. He tried to say I'm broke, but he's trying to live off of other people and begging for favors. Yeah, I was just gonna say, and what grounds does he have to stand on calling you broke when he's asking you for money? I dated a guy like that once. I'm like, seriously? Like, first of all, that's the biggest turnoff when guys ask for money and I never give it to them. Sometimes I do, depending on the situation. If it's like meager and if they've helped me out. Reciprocity again, like if it's like, if I like, oh well, you know, you paid for this, I'll pay for this. But like, ask for money, hugest turn off to me. And the two guys that I dated that did accuse me of being broke, I'm like, that's cute, bye. And you're asking me for money, that's cute. Right, that's what I would have done too. Exactly. If you, right, you stay at someone's house, y'all get groceries, you pick up the groceries, pay for the gas. Thanks so much for letting me stay at your place. I really appreciate it. Did you ever hear that? I'm sure you didn't. I would be shocked. Exactly. There's nothing about that that's appealing to me. That's not my style. Exactly. It's just definitely not your style at all. Not worth it. Yeah. Final nail. I really hope this is just the final nail in the coffin here. And yeah, he's just not worth it. But thank you so much, Miss Deb. I really appreciate you, and I hope I brought you clarity there. Now, just on to the new chapter. He didn't even say thank you for that. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, who raised him? And then he talks about your family. Like, who the hell is he? So the donation queue is open, everybody. If anybody has a question, please send your donation. And you will be read for next. Thank you very much. And yeah, I also offer mediumship readings. I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know before sending your donation. And I need to know their name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you. It's super helpful if you can send a photograph, but it's not necessary. It's not mandatory. He's a stalker too. He's looked up some type of information. Yeah, that's why you just gotta stay away, Deb. Like, stay away. Don't give him any information. Like, and he will likely lie too about finding information. That happened to me. I told you. I thought you said that he. Oh, that might have been another person that said that you weren't, something about like you didn't have a good relationship with your family, or not. It was something you said to me, but I don't. Maybe it wasn't Chris. Maybe it was another problematic person. But I remember it really hurt you, as it would anyone. They accused you of like not having a good relationship with your family, or I don't remember the exact details. I want to say this was like last fall, so it probably wasn't Chris. But regardless, that was another person that said they had a list of my. Oh, okay. Regardless of whether he's talking about your family, you, your character, your money, your job, just none of it is acceptable. None of it is acceptable at all. It wasn't relationship wise. It was just a person looking up private information. Okay. Oh, that was another person that said they had a list. Oh, okay. Then I misunderstood that. Regardless, whether he says something about your family or you or your pets or your friends, or he said you didn't have friends or something along those lines. Whatever the case may be, it's not okay. He's not saying kind words of loving affirmation to you. Certainly not communicating from the perspective of someone who's trying to make amends with someone. Even though I blocked him after that, I still didn't hear from them or from him. He didn't even call to see if I made it back home safely. There you go. Like, yeah, not a gentleman. It's not a gentleman, and you don't deserve to put up with that treatment at all. Yeah. Very, very toxic. And then I also offer my love spread readings. I do those a lot for people. That doesn't necessarily have to be for romantic connections, but it answers essentially 3 major questions in one. And it can be done with a mini reading, a full reading, or an in-depth reading. And it answers what their current thoughts are, their current feelings, and their current intentions towards you, as well as your current energies towards the connection and their current energies towards the connection, right? Thank you again for giving more clarity about the situation. Of course, Deb. You are very welcome, love. You are very welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. And I just checked the time, and I've been on for just a little over 2 hours, so I'm going to actually do last call tonight for all donations. If you have a question that you would like me to answer for you tonight, I am here for you. I will not be on tomorrow night. Don't think I'll be on much this weekend either. So definitely, if you've got a question, now's the time to ask. This is the same person that said I have too many friends. Now nobody likes me. Yeah, the guy's all over the place. He's and the things he says is, he's just trying to get your goat. He wants to just get any attention out of you, good or bad. That's what narcissists do. And yeah, I'm not here to diagnose him, but the guy's unhinged and manipulative. You know what he's saying isn't true. Of course, it stings, and no one wants to hear that. So all you can do is just stay away from him, because that's the way he operates. That's the way he communicates, and it's just not what you deserve. Last call, everybody. Last call tonight for all donations. If you have a question you would like me to answer for you, to please let me know. Send me your donation. Thank you. He admitted that and said it's cute to irritate me. That's disgusting. So he likes getting your goat. I knew it. It's like what I told you. He'll irritate you, and you'll question, why would someone irritate me if they like me? Well, because he just wants any attention he can get out of you, and he gleans satisfaction from you getting irritated. He thinks it's cute. It's more irritating because I know it's not true. Exactly. Yeah. No, it's not the words of affirmation that you need to hear from anybody in your life. That's just not the way to behave. Last call tonight. Last call for any and all donations. Last call. Thank you very much. All right. Last call for all donations. All right, looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Going to an ENT on Monday for nasal polyps. So good luck. And most of the cups cards were reversed too. Yes, yeah, absolutely. He's not balanced. Well, good luck with going to the ENT on Monday, Austin. I'm really glad you're getting that checked out. Thank you guys all so much, and I like 10. Oh yeah, and that 10 of Cups was reversed too. Yep, yep. Thank you all so very much, and I will see you again soon. As soon as I can. Yeah, I'll try Saturday. Might be a little difficult, but we shall try. It is Mother's Day this weekend, so much love and light to all of you. Bye.